Hi everyone! Let's take a quick look at Chris racing a couple of weeks ago, and then we'll finish off with some specific drills for improving carving consistency, with particular focus on outside ski pressure and how to fine-tune the timing of the release. This because Chris needs to become more solid and less prone to mistakes in order to properly master racing at this level. Here's the backstory. We just came back from a 10-day ski trip, including 7 FIS races and over 200 kilometers of back and forth non-stop driving. We also shot footage at all the races and of all the racers, and produced and posted over 20 new videos on our channel. They are unlisted, but you can find them in the playlist section under FIS. Just click View Full Playlist to find the complete list of all the FIS videos we've made so far. Close to 100 at this point in just over a year. On this trip, we encountered some horrific weather conditions.
Minus 30 degrees.
But Chris pulled off 14 successful runs and lowered his FIS points in both slalom and giant slalom. That means lower bib numbers in future races and a better chance of consistently reaching the reversed top 30 on the second run, thereby avoiding the typically worn-down tracks so familiar to everyone having to start with higher bib numbers. Comparing Chris at 103 FIS points to faster racers, such as the winner of this particular race in this video, ranked at as low as 40 points, proves that on a good day we are able to come close, as Chris was only 1.6 seconds behind in his second run. As expected, the better skiers are still faster on steeps and on difficult sections where foremost physical strength and experience play a huge role. However, we have now reached the point, as this head-to-head video clearly indicates. Once Chris stops playing it safe and unleashes his full potential, he can be as fast as even the fastest racers on the easier parts of the course. Now, the big challenge is, how do we apply the same kind of skiing he so well nails on the easier sections to more difficult ones? Let's jump into the lesson. We need to look at 2 things: how to keep Chris balanced over his outside ski during the pressure phase of the turn, and how to manage outside ski pressure at the end of the turn. Let's take a look at the video clips to explore this further. In clip number 1, Chris is carving arc to arc at default mode, given no particular coaching cues. In clip number 2, Chris is told to initiate every turn with a small pivot for a skidded drift before engaging his ski edges back into edged lock carving just before apex, and then finishing the turn like in the previous video clip. One thing they both have in common is that Chris' outside ski tends to sometimes skid out wide. It could be the snow giving way unevenly, but there is clearly a tendency to lean in and keep too much weight on the inside ski, especially on a race course. Anyway, to force Chris away from this bad habit, he needs to make sure he saves as much momentum and rebound as possible all the way to the end of the turn and don't waste it by letting the outside ski drift away during the turn. So, in clip number 3, Chris jumps up in the air between the turns. This way, he needs to focus on launching himself up off the ground at the end of the turn, which is not possible for an unbalanced backseated position and without proper momentum. As we can see, there is a lot of power on tap, and it requires good balancing skills to stay in control. Next up, in clip number 4, is the inside-out turn, also called the white pass turn. It teaches many skills, but relevant for this lesson is retaining outside ski pressure all the way through to the end of the turn and throughout edge change as we vault over from one side to the other on a fully extended leg and weighted outside ski. Since both previous drills have been aimed at staying as extended and tall as possible throughout the transition, Chris squats down as low as possible in clip number 5. My recommendation would be to perform these kinds of extremity drills scrambled, as skiing down any slope or racetrack calls for skill diversity. Looking back at the footage from all the previous drills reveals that there is still some issues with the stance width and the outside ski drifting wide. We are now at the last drill for this lesson, but maybe the most important one. In clip number 6, Chris straps a booty band around his ski boots to keep them close together. This is not an easy drill and only recommended advanced skiers, as it can cause dangerous situations not only for the skier himself but also others nearby. However, here the slope is totally empty and conditions perfect for safe carving. Chris easily carves almost perfect balanced arc-to-arc turns without his outside ski drifting out. After the training session, Chris says that he needs to ski more with the booty band. Great insight by athlete, as their energy, effort, and drive must come from within. That's all, folks. Hope you have enjoyed the video, and please subscribe and give me thumbs up and leave a comment. Ski safely and see you out on the slopes.